This week on Half Step Down, Renee describes what it's like to miss the podcast.
I was stressed out all week. My anxiety level was through the roof. I was stressed out.
Jose goes for those high notes. Did you ever play a tabletop game? And the boys wing it. This, all right, here we go.
We should think twice about doing this.
All right, we should have maybe done a little research, but that's okay. Happy holidays, everyone. Half Step Down starts now. Struggle is real.
The struggle is real. Happy holidays, Jose. How are you holding? I see you have your Santa Claus hat, your beard. You got the eggnog on the side right there, ready to sip as the night goes on. You're a holiday. You are just holidayed out, aren't you?
We need to get away with these lies as long as we can, because I am going to start filming these. That is, yeah. We got to keep going.
Yeah, we are not in the holiday spirit just yet, but it is a couple days before Christmas. That's what she said.
But
we are in the holiday spirit, everybody. Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to Half Step Down, where two aging punk rockers talk about pop culture and music, the two things that they love the most. We are your co-hosts, Renee Grano and Jose Martinez. How are you today, good sir?
I'm not bad at all, man. How you doing?
Not too bad. Just hanging in there. Just we are both on vacation now. We're taking a break.
Oh, I needed this.
Yes, I was stressed out all week. My anxiety level was through the roof. I was stressed out, just trying to knock out these finals and just getting to this point where I can record and not seem stressed out as we're recording our amazing podcast for the 20 downloaders.
These 20 people really do appreciate it, though.
I especially the ones in Russia, the Russian bot,
those Russian bots, that cozy bear.
The hashtag cozy bear.
Let's not do that.
Now, how do you spell bear? Is it B-A-R-E? That's how I would say it.
In Russian, I don't know, man. I'm sure it's got some kind of weird, like, umlaut or whatever. Umlaut, I think, is something else. Yeah. Now I'm being racist towards Eastern Europeans. I'm sorry.
Every time I think of Russia, I just go to Zangief, because that was my number one in Street Fighter for quite some time.
You know what? I recently watched a video about how Zangief helped Street Fighter 2 Turbo become faster because of Street Fighter Rainbow Edition.
What?
You never heard the legend of Street Fighter Rainbow Edition?
I've never heard that.
Okay, we're going to need to take a small aside. We're officially in the podcast, right?
Yeah,
okay,
officially in the podcast.
Okay, so, and I played one of these machines, and I recently watched a video about this. So there used to be this, it was an arcade machine, and it went down as Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Edition. It was a bootleg Street Fighter 2 machine that some company in Taiwan, they edited the chips. And it was wild. You could change characters mid-match. You could spam Hadoukens mid-air. You could do all sorts of crazy stuff. And it was 25% faster than Champion Edition. I guess at the time, Street Fighter was obviously super popular. It was like, I think it's still the highest selling arcade cabinet ever or whatever. But Capcom couldn't keep up with demand. So this Taiwanese company started making them. And one of the consultants that Capcom had hired was this American dude, and he went down to play this machine at an arcade in his area, and he's like, dude, it was totally broken, it sucked, I couldn't, like, you could just spam and do all sorts of stuff, but his character was Zangief. And then he went back to the office and tried playing Champion Edition with one of his coworkers, and was like, dude, this game feels like it's underwater, it's so slow. Like, the crazy thing about the Rainbow Edition wasn't that you could do all this crazy stuff with fireballs and all that. It's the speed. And when he went to Capcom and said, look, you need to speed up this game, because otherwise another game's going to pick up on it, his character was Zangief. And they said, you're just saying that because Zangief is slow, and you want to make him totally overpowered. But then I guess Capcom, like, listened to him. They sped up one of their machines and, like, tested it with some kids. And the kids went nuts, and that's why Turbo was so much faster. because of some crazy.
Interesting.
Some crazy.
Interesting. I just assumed that the Turbo Edition was just because it was just the the upgrade to the Champions Edition. But well, it is the upgrade to the Champions Edition, but I didn't know that the Rainbow version was the reason why. That's interesting. I gotta look that. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's one of those Justin Wang videos. I've talked about him before, but I'll send it to you. It's interesting.
Okay, sweet. So, we kind of went off topic a little bit there, but we are on the holidays. This is a holiday edition. We're going to be talking about some really cool things at the end of the show, where we're going to be talking about some Christmas music, some of the stuff that we enjoy. We're going to read off some cool things, and then we forgot to talk about this ahead of time, but we are going to do this. We're going to throw in a special treat at the end of this episode, and that is a song that is written by me, and then we're going to play it at the end, so that way they can't get us in trouble, because that song is all about I wrote that song. That's
right. It was a Renee original. This is Norman Die, right?
Yes, Norman. I was 21 years old when I wrote that, so we'll get into that a little later. But let's jump right into it, man. Let's jump into these hot topics, because everybody wants to listen to Half Step Down and talk about these hot topics.
These hot goss.
Hot, yes. It's, you know what? I think it's time for us to tickle some earbuds.
I like that. I like that a lot. You know what? This is actually a good segue, because I was going to ask you about Smash Bros. And how Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII is in it, and you were explaining to me the technical aspect of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, so you know what? I was very big in the fighting game community before I became differently abled, and I was really into Street Fighter. I played a lot of Street Fighter 4. I started at Street Fighter Third Strike, and then I advanced when 4 came out, when Vanilla came out, and I just went on. I didn't play a lot of Street Fighter 5 because then, some things happened in my life, so I wasn't able to really get into it. But so then on top of that, you have like Injustice, and you have like Skullgirls and King of Fighters. All of these fighting games are all 2D fighting games, right? It's just back and forth, left and right, left and right.
Yeah.
Left to right. What Smash Brothers did is that they created a 2D game, fighting game, but the biggest difference is that you had more like it was kind of hard to explain, but it's an open world 2D game, if that makes any sense. So you can go high, you have different platforms that you're able to jump off and like respond to. And on a technical standpoint, a lot of the mechanics that you're so used to playing on like in the 6-button format was so different than what you did on Smash Brothers. And like the hype of Smash Brothers was very big, because at the time Nintendo didn't have anything like that. That was all, that was Street Fighter. Street Fighter was on the Super Nintendo, but there wasn't a game that brought all these characters into one. So I think that was also a big deal too. Kind of like Injustice. Injustice was a big deal too when they did the whole DC thing. But it's the hype over. People love Street Fighter. The Smash Brothers.
It's like
they enjoy
a cult.
that game. Yeah, it is. It's crazy, man. And everybody has their characters, just like any other fighting game. But something about it, the concept of how you lose. You don't have essentially like HP. It's just it totally stood out at the time when fighting games were essentially turning kind of stale. You know what I mean? So
it seems to me
it hold on to now.
It seems to me that there's. And I guess this is true of all fighting games, but especially for Smash Brothers, there's an accessibility at the beginning for people to play it. I haven't played it a bunch, because I never owned Smash Brothers. But every time I went to a buddy's house and they had it, it seems like I could do okay, not really knowing what was going on, and we could have fun. It was almost like a party game, because it wasn't like, how long is the average Street Fighter match, right? Not very long.
Not very long. Yeah.
But Smash Brothers bouts could go forever.
Yeah.
And then
especially
remember
with a bunch of newbies, right?
Yeah, and then bringing all those characters together, like Marvel vs. Capcom did that. I remember that was like a big deal when it's like, I can watch Ryu fight Wolverine. But I know like now Smash Brothers, I guess Nintendo in general, is just much cooler about letting in outside characters. Obviously they have Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, but like it was a big deal to my generation when you finally saw Sonic and Mario on the same game. Because that was like a big no-no through all the 90s. You never thought you'd see that. But yeah, man, yeah. I've always been fascinated, and unfortunately Nintendo consoles have kind of gone on the wayside for me, because I just don't have as much as I like some of them, I will get a Switch eventually when it drops in price, but they kind of fall on the wayside for me.
I've been wanting to pick up a Switch, but like the Lite. But actually, I was thinking about getting the regular one too, just because you can hook it to your TV. I'm not sure if the Lite can hook up to your TV, but
it can.
I want to be able to see if I can. It can.
It cannot.
Oh, okay. So I need to get the regular one. Yeah. So I'd like to try it out. See, one thing that being differently abled is I want to be able to try to see if there's any sort of accessibility on some of these platforms, so I can try to play something. Like I know on my computer I'm able to play like Magic the Gathering Arena, but that's also because I've been playing for so long and I have like a magnifier to play the actual card game itself. So that changes a little bit. So I kind of already know what some of these things do, so it's a little easier. But like I want to get back, because I used to love playing Diablo. I'd love to get back to play Diablo, and so Smash Brothers. Like sometimes I'll play Street Fighter with like my nephews. Obviously I don't play professionally or to the level that I did before, but it's always fun to kind of go back and just like, what side am I on, left or right? Okay, cool, that's all I need, you know? And
yeah.
You know, kind of just go with what I got. So, yeah. But, yeah, dude, Smash Brothers, I never really got into Smash Brothers. That game, to me, it felt hard. And I've actually known people who don't play Street Fighter but play Smash Brothers, or the opposite, and they're just not good at the other games.
Interesting.
Like these others, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat's a little different too, because Mortal Kombat has a block button, and all these other games, most fighting games don't, and Mortal Kombat did, and that was a big deal, dude. Like a block button was difficult to mess with. Yeah.
Interesting. The fighting games in general have such a high level of intricacy. That is unbeknownst to like the casual fighting game fan. Like,
oh yeah,
when you were talking to me about some of the stuff when you were really into Street Fighter in terms of like range and zone and like why you would use, because as a novice, I'm like, why don't you just use Fierce every single time? It does the most damage. But like then you start to realize like all the strategy behind it. That's crazy.
And you know what, dude? It's very fast. Like, you have to think on your feet very, very quick. You have to have a strategy going in. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. A lot of fun.
Interesting, man. Oh, crazy. Let's keep going on the video game tip, because I touched on Cyberpunk last episode. So I was kind of hyped on it. But the whole thing with what's happening with the consoles is crazy.
Why don't you talk a little bit about what's going on with I don't know much about the console stuff.
So you don't know. So obviously this game's been in development since like, I think it's like 2013 is when they officially announced it. It's based off the tabletop game. Did you ever play a tabletop game?
I did not play the Cyberpunk game, no.
Neither did I. I've heard about it because I have a friend that was really into board games. It was like D&D, but we never got into it. But so obviously now
so Cyberpunk was an RPG?
It was a tabletop RPG, from what I understand.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, I didn't know about that. Yeah,
and it's got a heavy lore behind it and books and all sorts of stuff. But I know, I just got a PC, like a new one, so I was like excited to try it out. So I was gonna wait to get it on that anyway. But they're starting to issue refunds to anyone that bought it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because apparently it's so broken. And those systems just cannot handle it that they're starting to issue refunds. I can't think of a single other game that's done that before.
Are you talking about software-wise? Hardware-wise, I mean? It just can't handle it? Wow.
I don't think I don't know if the hardware is able to... Like a stock PS4, not a PS4 Pro, apparently like it glitches out like crazy. Like the graphics have to be turned way down to the point to where you see some of these videos and it looks like a PlayStation 1 game. It's like crazy bad. And it's from a big developer. Like you were telling me, they did The Witcher and all sorts of crazy other games, and I've never seen a company just straight up offer refunds.
Yeah, the hype behind Cyberpunk is big because of the fact that, I mean, the company who did The Witcher can't do no wrong, right? But it's not their fault. It's the consoles that can't handle it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I can't say I agree with that, because if you're developing a game, and you know it's coming out and you say it's coming out for PlayStation 4, right? Which, I mean, how many people play games on PC, right? As compared to like PlayStation, right? Like, there's
Yeah.
got to be a pretty big market there, and if you're developing it with that in mind, that just feels like irresponsible to me. But again, I'm not a game developer, so who knows? But I
Yeah.
do know, like, one of my all-time gripes with video games as of late has been, you know, you and me, we don't have as much time to play video games as we used to. If I'm going to sit down for a video game, maybe I have like an hour. You know what I mean? If I got to get up to go to work,
Yeah.
maybe I've got an hour at the end of the day. And nothing fucking kills my mood more than I turn on the PlayStation, I got to wait 15, 20 minutes for it to update. Then I go to load whatever game I'm going to play, and then that's got to download a patch. And this had a day one patch that was like 30 gigs or some crazy number. Like, it's to the point where if it's like a big game that I know I want to play, and I make time for it at night, I will preload it in the morning before I leave for work and just leave my PlayStation on. Like, for Red Dead Redemption, I knew I was going to get really into that. I woke up before my kids could see what I was doing on the TV. I hit download, I hit install, and then I went to work and came back and was like, oh man, in 12 hours, when everyone's asleep, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny you say that because I'm the same way. Like, sometimes, because obviously we can't really hang out right now because of the pandemic, but I think to myself, you know, I'm gonna get some games of Magic and online, right? And I was never a big fan of playing Magic the Gathering online, just because it's not the same lore, it's not the same feel. But dude, I probably get maybe like 2 games in, maybe if I'm lucky, maybe 3. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop because I have to go do this. You know, it sucks, but as long as you get but it's funny because when I'm prepping, I'm gonna take an hour of my life to get this done, and it takes 20 minutes for it to do the new patch or the new update.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't have time for this, man. Like, why can't it be like the old days where you just put in a cartridge on the Sega and you get what you get?
You get what you get, and there's no patch. It had to be done.
One time, I introduced my nephews to the Genesis, and they were. They had the logo was coming out and stuff like that. I was like, dude, you press start. It's like, relax, Renee. Like, it's loading. I said, dude, these things don't load. Just press start. Oh, really? And they like pressed. I was like, oh, I don't know. And they were trying to like go to the game, right? It's like 2 players, and they're trying to they kept pressing A over and over and over again. It's like, how come it's not working? I said, no. And back in the day, you actually had to press the start button to start the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you start these games, is by pressing the start button. Just those little things, man. It's crazy, you know, because even in the PlayStation, you have to press X and not the start button. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, man. I've we've had like days at my class where it's like, all right, today, like the day before, like today would have been the day, or yesterday, the day before break. It's like we have like a potluck, and we brought in a SNES Classic, an SNES Classic, and them getting to try to play Punch Out. It's like, how do you do this? How do you select? You hit select. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is.
Yeah, you hit select. Yeah, yeah. Video games have definitely changed.
Oh man.
You know, that's why I think that's why I like to stick to fighting games, because it obviously the graphics get better and the mechanics change a little bit, but I feel it's, you know, it just kind of stays the same.
Still just 2 people trying to beat the crap out of each other. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So
And it all kind of comes down to 2D, doesn't it? There isn't really like a true 3D fighting game, is there?
Tekken.
But that still comes down to moving back and forth, left and right, doesn't it?
But it's a 3D game because you're able to sidesteps and stuff. There's sidesteps available.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
So Tekken, I think, is the only one. Yeah.
There used to.
Those are true.
Did you ever play Bushido Blade?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That game was fun.
That was
Bushido
cool, but I don't know.
Do you remember the Star Wars 3D game, the fighting game?
Oh,
for the PlayStation?
Yeah, Masters of whatever it was.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That was bad.
That was a joke.
That was bad.
Game. Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of Star Wars, well, all I'm gonna say about Star Wars right now, man, is you got to get caught up on the Mandalorian.
That is my goal this weekend. I am going to finish that off this weekend.
And we need to have a good discussion about what happened, because I think
we will talk next week for sure. Spoiler alert, guys, we are going to be talking about the Mandalorian next week.
And we will warn everybody.
Reconvene for that. Yes.
Renee, do you think true punk rock DIY spirit is gone?
maybe it's coming back because music bands can't play live. So I think the best thing to do is live streams.
So
maybe maybe DIY punk is coming back in the virtual form. Why do you ask, Jose?
I asked because I saw this story and I thought it was hilarious. 12-year-old DJ had his equipment confiscated after he threw a rave in his school's bathroom. I don't know who this kid is, but I already like him. This dude, his name is Carl Bell. He's 12 years old. His mother talked about it on Facebook. He's at a St. Anthony's Catholic, like a Catholic school. And this dude decides to live stream a rave from the bathroom. He was doing it for about a half an hour, it looks like, before the cops, but the security came and confiscated his equipment. I think that's badass.
I think that's awesome. Ingenuity. If I haven't seen any, man, that's awesome. That dude is ready to get famous. That's what it seems like to me.
I honestly think so. Let's see what this guy says. A Dan Fest in the boys' lavatory during lunch period on December 12th. Oh, maybe there were kids there. The set included complimentary soft drinks and Cadbury twirls. And while a school bathroom is a below average setting for such a lunch, it is certainly cleaner than your typical rave. That's a pretty good point. Yeah. So this kid had a little crowd going. Maybe this wasn't live stream. He was just live streaming it.
Do you know where it is? Do you know where what state this rave happened?
In Manchester, United Kingdom.
Oh wow. Okay.
I thought I had it wrong because it's a Catholic college, but maybe in the United Kingdom or England they just call all schools colleges, man. But that's cool, man. That's awesome, dude. Kudos to that, bro. That's badass. How can you hate on the fact that this kid was trying to throw a rave over a live stream? He's just trying to get it. He's trying to get some notoriety, trying to get out there, have a good time with his friends. I mean, right now, dude, I'm missing live music. Have we talked about
you and me both
live streams yet? Have you seen any?
Yeah, we have. We talked about it last week, but yes, I have. I've seen. I saw clips of the Newfound Glory one because that popped up on my YouTube feed. I saw the 2 Wonder Years live streams, and I saw what else? I think I saw one more. I think I saw the Dropkick Murphys one as well.
Oh, nice.
I saw that one early though. That was their I think that was their St. Patrick's Day one. So that was right at the beginning of the.
That's right.
Yeah, they did one at the very beginning of the pandemic. But speaking of live streams, NoFX is doing Punk in Drublic.
Dude, live on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve. But it's something really interesting that they said something really interesting about this live stream, right?
Well, they were talking about how that this is actually going to be live. I have streamed. The only thing I've seen are the MXPX clips. I streamed the Bad Religion. I bought the 4 Decades shows, and I watched the 80s one. And while yes, it looks like it's being performed live. Like I have no doubt they were playing live, but it is interstitched with like clips, and like there is no audience interaction, which makes it kind of weird because it's. And I think I said this on the last episode. It's weird, especially for punk rock, when the song ends and there's silence. I'd imagine for any live performer, but especially for punk rock. I am looking forward to. This will be tomorrow for me, but you guys, it'll already happen when this podcast comes out. I did get the live stream to the Vandals Christmas show because Marta and I go every year. But that looks like it's going to be more of a production than just performances, because they've been uploading clips of them. They're coming live from Santa's Village. Do you remember Santa's Village?
I do.
They're coming live from over there, and they've uploaded a bunch of clips of them on the train and the tomahawk throw and all that shit. So I'm interested. I'm excited.
I haven't seen too many live streams, but the one that I have seen, there was fan interaction through the live chat. So it is weird though, like when you see the bands perform and then there's like nothing there, right? Like it's just quiet. A handful of them. Actually, the Wonder Years. It's not a half step down episode if I'm not talking about the Wonder Years, right?
Of course.
But the winners after every song, they would have their manager ask them a question about, ask them a question that the audience had asked for them, and they would answer it before each one. That's so cool. To me, I think that was. I'm not sure about the New Found Glory or the Dropkick Murphys one. I'm not sure if those were actually live. I think the Dropkick Murphys one was live. I'm not sure about. Well, obviously, I didn't see the New Found Glory. I saw that on YouTube, but yeah, it was pretty interesting. It sucks, dude, because when I watch these shows, I'm like, God, man, like I'm supposed to be at these shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just it's a weird feeling, but the way I like to see the glass half empty, half full, not half empty. I like to see it half full. Well, yeah, and the way I see it, it's like, you know what? At least these bands are doing something to kind of keep us entertained for an hour and a half, even if we're at home,
Yeah. So what I will say is, because we talked about NoFX, right? Punk and Drublic Live. Punk and Drublic, I think, is just regarded as their best album. Mm-hmm. We're talking with Bad Religion. They're doing those decades, so they did an all 80s set. They're doing all 90s, and all 2000s, and all 2010. So that's kind of cool, because you might see some songs you never thought you'd see. Jimmy Eat World is doing full albums. They're doing live streams of like full albums. Which I guess that's not as big a deal as it used to be. Now the full album show, that's kind of come into vogue, I want to say in the last 10 years, right?
Yeah, because I started seeing the 10 anniversary album shows, I think, are the ones that are very popular. Back in 2011, 2012, I was already close to 10 years out of high school, and that's when I was a freshman in high school, 10 years after I was a freshman in high school. So you had bands like Bayside and Taking Back Sunday, The Starting Line. I saw a lot of, from 2012 to 2013, New Found Glory, I saw a lot of bands do their like 10 anniversary albums in full, and I personally enjoy that. I really do. I'm actually a really big fan, because there are songs on records that you don't get to hear all the time. But you're absolutely right. I feel that maybe because as we're getting older, these albums do get older, but every X amount of time you actually get to hear it again. You know what I mean? And in full. So I think that's pretty cool. But I think it just depends if you're into the band, because I think you and I went to go see the Descendants, and they did Milo Goes to College, right? I think they did the whole thing there. We went to go see Coheed do Good Apollo. Right?
I know that the time we saw the Descendants, they did not, because they only did it at one. I think they only did it at one thing.
You're right. Yes, you're right.
So Coheed,
we went a different day. Yes.
Coheed was big. The first time I remember seeing a whole album thing was when they did their first, because they did their first run of Neverender shows. Now they do a Neverender anytime there's an anniversary, like you said, or like a 10-year anniversary. They'll go out on tour and do just that album, and then they'll come back for an encore with some of their other hits. But their first Neverender series, one of the reasons I never miss their Neverenders now is because I did not have the ability to go to their first one. They did three sets of shows where it was 4 nights in a row, one album every night. So that's just very impressive to, as a band, memorize and have locked down enough for a live performance, 4 nights worth of completely different material in a row. I thought was rad. But at the time, this was back in 2008. Just the tickets were just mad expensive for me, making $250 every 2 weeks living at home. It was like it was bad. So I now never miss it, and I don't know if you can still get. They obviously did like a live DVD, but I don't know if you can still get it, because I think it was on their old label.
Yeah. Motion City Soundtrack did that once. I remember I went to they did 2 nights. 2 nights, and the first night was I Am the Movie and Commit This to Memory, and then the second night was Even If It Kills Me and My Dinosaur Life. And I wanted to go to both, but ended up going to the first one because I was more of a Well, My Dinosaur Life was, in my opinion, is just as good as Commit This to Memory was. But I mean, I Am the Movie and Commit This to Memory, I gotta go see those. So I ended up going to see those. But now I regret going, not regret because I had a great time, But in all honesty, I kind of regret not going to the second one instead of the first night, because we went to go see them do Commit This to Memory.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's, I mean, that's the album that made them big. So even if you go see them now, you know, 8 of their 15 songs are from Commit This to Memory. You're getting every song you want, you know. But that is pretty impressive though, for a band to just remember everything. That's pretty impressive. That says a lot about the musicianship in those bands. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss live music.
Yeah. Same here.
I wanted to ask you about this because we brought this up. They were talking about. I came across a story about how TikTok is kind of becoming MTV for the young kids. I'm not on TikTok, but every time I do see a TikTok video, it's usually a girl dancing. What's up with that? You're more in touch with the TikTok, I think, than I am.
I am more in touch with the TikTok by like 5%. I have a TikTok because everybody was, the only reason I downloaded it was because there was rumors saying that we weren't going to be able to download it again. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it anyways.
Right.
The first day I was on TikTok, I was addicted for the first day, and then I just got over it because I feel you get more shit than you do good stuff. It's kind of interesting, but I think I'm assuming what I assume they mean by MTV for Generation Z is that's where you get your music from, because all these videos have music to it. All of them do, and a lot of these videos that I see sometimes, because you have two sections. Like, you have the stuff that you follow, and then you have things that are recommended. I have a lot of comedy in mine, and a lot of that comedy just isn't funny. Like, some of them are really hilarious, but most of them are just like crap. And I honestly do feel it's like the next Vine. It's not going to last long. I personally don't think it's going to last long, but it hit a lot bigger than Vine did, because now you have 45 seconds or a minute, whatever it is. But I think what they mean by that, like I said, is because you're able to introduce people to different music. Because whatever you're listening to, whatever you have on the background, there's a little option at the bottom that lets you click on it, and it shows you all the videos that had this particular song. And actually there's an option for like creators, content creators on TikTok, that give you an option of the most popular songs being played right now, that are being posted on TikTok. So that's what I think they mean by that.
So I'm like looking over this article. It's like, it says, they talk about how it's just really easy for things to go viral. And if you've got a song and you got enough people doing like a dance challenge to it, right? Like, it's like, it has to become like a hit. It's just crazy.
So how was that like MTV though? Because MTV is just music. Like, it introduces you to music, but I guess, well, actually, now that I think about it, it makes sense, because if it does go viral, that's how you get your music to get popular, I guess.
Well, this article talked about how an MTV at the time, its video killed the radio star, right? It's like, you used to be able to be a band and kind of get away with coming out with a record, going on tour, right? Once MTV became a thing, now not only do you need to write the record, you got to have the hit, and now that hit has to have a video. So now the record label has to create a division to make sure that if we've got some hot artist, we need to hire the best director, choreographer, whatever, to make sure that the video is just as good as the song.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I guess it wasn't an A grade answer, but I guess my answer was pretty close.
No, I think you were right. I mean, you had a better answer than I did. I again, it just, like, every time I've seen, because now, like, on Instagram and like YouTube, it'll say like they'll upload the same basic video, but it'll say like TikTok on it, and it's always just like some crazy dance. Like, maybe that just says what it is about me, or I don't know, man. But like, it's like, I know I see those a lot. I don't know. Maybe this was recommended to me because I'm a terrible person.
For those in the audience who are listening to this amazing show of the last two professional broadcasters, who don't know what MTV is, Jose, can you explain to them what MTV is? I don't even think they know what a music video is. What is a music video, and what is MTV?
Okay. I think you got basically a music video is a YouTube video of a song. So, but it's like kind of professionally made. So, MTV used to be a TV station. TV station is kind of like a YouTube channel, but you don't have any option as to when to start or stop. It just it's like the radio in your car. And MTV used to be a channel that would show these music videos 24/7. That's how it started in the 80s. You would have a guy in between each song telling you, a VJ, a video DJ or whatever, say, up next we've got Duran Duran or whatever was hot at the time. And slowly MTV has gone from showing music videos to making shows about, I don't even know what they show on MTV anymore. The last thing I remember being really hot on MTV was Jersey Shore. And Jersey Shore was a reality show about a bunch of people that lived at the Jersey Shore and basically just got drunk and passed out all the time. But
the TV?
Huh?
What the TV?
TV it's like a computer screen, but without a keyboard. Think of it like a big iPad with less customization. You just kind of pick it. It's the thing you hook your PlayStation up to.
Oh, you're talking about the monitor, my big
monitor
here,
your giant monitor,
the one that I bought at Best Buy. Okay, the ones where I stream movies.
Where you stream movies, except you used to have no control over.
Oh, interesting.
That was for our younger.
What they're called televisions. Oh,
our younger demographic.
Yes, for the older demographic, we know exactly what a TV is.
Can we just talk about for a second how big of a deal MTV was for a while? Like
huge.
When I was a kid, if you had MTV, I was like, dude, I want to go to your house. I want to see what's going on.
Yep. Yeah, dude. It was funny you mentioned that because we had moved out of my old house when I had to be the one with the pool. We had moved out of that house, I think, when I was like in 3rd grade, and we ended up coming back. We moved back into the same house, I think a couple, I don't know, probably a year later, maybe even less. And we had cable. My dad had bought cable, but then we had gotten, I think he canceled cable. He stopped paying for it, but they never cut our cable off. Because back then, you would connect the coaxial cable to the TV, and that's how you got your cable, right?
Yeah.
You had like a cable box on top of the telephone pole or whatever. And they never cut it off. So I had cable my entire life as a kid because it was free, because I didn't have to pay for anything. So we got really lucky. So I had every morning, I'd come home and watch like Total Request Live in the mid 90s and watch like these I remember Headbangers Ball was a big deal too.
Well, yeah, man.
And then Jackass came about and just that's I think when it started turning.
So yeah, there was definitely two things. I mean, I remember as a kid, and I'm talking like in elementary school, being like really fascinated by it because we had cable on and off. But my buddy had it all the time, and it's like, dude, you can see like music videos and like crazy stuff. Once I started getting into punk rock, it was like, I don't want to watch MTV. They don't play any of the music I like. But then I discovered stuff like Headbangers Ball in like 120 minutes. And then you would sort of sometimes see like a video from a band you liked or whatever. But I think you're right. I think once Jackass, or really before that, Tom Green, once he kind of made that splash on MTV, that's when you started to see like, oh, we can just start making really cheap shows, and just kind of shift the whole idea of the channel. And that's when MTV2 came out. I remember that.
And that was like dedicated to the music, right? They switched it over.
And now I think there's like MTV3 or 4. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there's an MTVU. When I used to go to community college to my JC, when you go to like that little dining area, they used to have TVs there, and they used to have MTVU at all times, and they used to just play music, whatever they thought was big in college, I guess.
Those college songs, man. Those college kids like their music.
They do. That they do. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's move on. We would be remiss. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about I Love Lucy Christmas special?
it's of course. I'm so excited. I don't even know. I'm at a loss for words talking about the I Love Lucy Christmas special.
For the audience, guys, despite there's a couple things. We're these kind of aging punk rockers. We listen to a lot of punk rock, and we do but as you can see, we're also giant nerds. And Renee here, the one thing he loves more than anything else, more than pop punk, more than the Wonder Years, I would say is I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy, I think, is like your favorite thing in the world.
I love that show. How can you go wrong with the original Lady of Comedy?
I don't think you can.
She's the best. She's the great. So, the I Love Lucy Christmas special has been a thing for a few years now. CBS releases the Christmas episode in color, and fully in color, and then they also release a brand new episode of an old episode but in color, and every year it's a different episode. There's a tradition with my cousin Gabby and I where we miss the I Love Lucy Christmas special every year, because we found out, I think about maybe 5-6 years ago, that they started doing this, and I had told her, Gabby, I Love Lucy Christmas special, we're watching it. Sure, let's do it. And by the time we remember about it, it's already aired. And we're like, damn it, dude, like we always miss it, right? So that was our tradition, was to miss the I Love Lucy Christmas special. Last year was the first time where we actually remembered ahead of time, and we actually got to watch it. Because they don't re-air it anymore, right? Once you watch it, it's over. You can't watch it anymore. So this year, I tried the very beginning of the month. They announced that it was going to be released on the 20th, which is this coming Sunday. For you guys who are listening on Monday, it's already passed. I'm sorry. But it's great, man. It's a lot of fun. I think, I don't know if you remember, but in the early 90s, they tried to do I Love Lucy in color, and it just did not work. And now that digital media has definitely changed, technology has definitely changed, it's not as hard to watch as you think it is. Like, it's really not that difficult anymore. Last year, they had celebrated Lucille Ball's birthday, I think it was, and we had gone to, they do like those Fathom events at the movie theater, and we got to see all the episodes that we missed in color. My cousin Gabby and I went to go see those. So that was pretty rad. So I was like, oh, cool. At least we actually got to see these episodes in color. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just to really like watch and just, my mom loves it. It brings a lot of memories of my mom and like my grandmother, my father's mother. She used to love I Love Lucy, and I try to introduce my nephews and my nieces to it, but I don't think I want to admit it, but I think I just might have to, that I don't think it's aging very well as it gets older and older, because I think people are just starting to forget about it. And
really?
It kind of makes me sad.
So
yeah. Because my nephews do not get into it. They just do not get into it. They just cannot. They don't find it funny.
Is it the black and white?
Yeah, the black and white. Yeah.
Okay. See, because I was gonna say, we've shown episodes of it like in history classes sometimes, with like this, to give an example, and there's still a really big percentage of kids that dig it, because I think the comedy is still there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I Love Lucy was like the prototype sitcom from what I remember. Yeah. I mean, I don't think everything about that had to be kind of like timeless, right? Because you couldn't really do, I mean, there was topical stuff, because Lucy would always be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's whoever the hot guy was at whatever time, right?
Yes. Yeah, but when she was in Hollywood, right?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Like Europe and yeah.
But like, I mean, the chocolate episode, like that there's like little things like that where it's like the physical comedy. But I think I'm sure the big hurdle is the black and white for a lot of these kids, man. That must be hard to get over.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that's what gets my nieces and nephews. I try to introduce them to it. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Some of them don't. And I just think they would. And I mean, as I love it. It's funny. My girlfriend and I, on our first date, I think, or our second date, I had mentioned that I'm a big I Love Lucy fan. She had never seen I Love Lucy.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't believe it. I go, how can you guys have never seen an episode of I Love Lucy? And we watched an episode in my car, or in her car, with my cell phone. I played one for her on Hulu. It's on Hulu, and I played it for her. And we were watching it. She goes, "Oh, it's okay." And I was like, "What? Like, I just showed you one of the best episodes." And next thing you know, we start getting a little more comfortable with each other. We become official. She has shown it to her brothers, her sister. They all love it. So it's, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think she was just trying to get under my skin at the time, you know. But yeah, man, I love that show. I'm excited for Sunday. I mean, it's especially we can't do much right now anyway, so definitely something I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I gotta. Oh my god, is that what ABC or CBS?
CBS.
CBS. All right, I think I get CBS. I'll have to check that out because
Dude,
I don't think I've
actually,
ever seen the Christmas one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's interesting. I'll text you on Sunday and remind you
Please do.
to watch the Christmas episode. Dude, there's a lot of drama behind that show too.
Oh,
a lot of drama behind that show.
I know. That
Yes.
I do know.
Yes, a lot of drama.
Yeah, and like, dude, like Lucille Ball went on to become just like this mad, crazy producer, right? Like she just like
Yep,
she helped get Star Trek online or on the air.
that's right. Her and Desi Arnaz, they helped get Star Trek there.
Yeah, it was
It was a Desilu production before before Paramount bought it. No, who bought Desilu production? I don't remember, but yeah,
I think
before
Paramount.
it was bought out.
'Cause I think Paramount owns Star Trek now.
Yeah, yeah. Before Paramount bought Desilu Productions. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, that was a big one too. They did. They hated each other, man. At the end,
I'd imagine
Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, they hated each other. I know Vivian Vance, Willem Frawley, they hated each other. I think I've told you this before, but just a quick little interesting tidbit about Willem Frawley. Willem Frawley, who played Fred Mertz, in his contract had a clause that he would not work if the Yankees were in the World Series. Yeah, he would not work if the Yankees were in the World Series. He had to go to the World Series. Yeah, that was something in his clause. Yeah.
He was. That's the rumor that like he was always shaking because he was like a crazy alcoholic, right?
Yeah, he was shaking because he was going through withdrawals in the middle. Yeah, that's why he would shake.
And then is it
they wouldn't let him
true
drink.
that Lucy had it that Vivian Vance had to be like so many pounds heavier than she was?
20 pounds heavier than her.
Oh my god!
I might be exact. It might be 10, but yeah, she had to be heavier because Vivian Vance is actually 1 year younger than Lucille Ball in real life.
I want to say I saw pictures of Vivian Vance like in her prime, and she was hot.
Yeah, she was gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so yeah, she was 1 year younger than her.
That's crazy.
When the show aired. Yeah, so they wanted her to add 10 extra pounds so she can look older.
Which, like, I mean, how badass of a person do you have to be? Not like badass. Obviously, that's a terrible thing to wish on someone else. But just imagine having that power as a woman at that time, man. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. You know, I watch that show sometimes, and like when they're with their baby, little Ricky, sometimes I think to myself, these are bad parents, dude.
Oh, they're terrible.
Like, they're horrible parents, man. Yeah, they're just not good. Just pawn them off on everybody and forget all about them. They just kind of leave them there. Yeah, I think that was pretty funny.
I always liked how, like, Ricky on his day off would wear a button-down shirt and tuck it in, and like that's just how he lounged around the house.
That was his lounging. Yeah.
Look it up, guys, kids. Like, I Love Lucy. Watch it. It's good.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
You guys can watch it on Hulu. Yeah.
All right, what we can talk about now, man? Should we just get into the playlist, man? Well, you know, we do need to address this as two big Star Wars fans, right? We need to talk about the passing.
Yes. We'll get into this, and we'll talk about this, and then we'll get into our holiday portion of the show.
So Boba Fett, the actor, the original actor, did pass away. As Jeremy Bullock passed away at 75 last week. It's been a bad year for Star Wars actors.
It really has been.
David Prowse last week, who played Darth Vader, passed away. So I think it would just be remiss, man. Like, you're not. So, so we all know, Renee is not caught up on Mandalorian. I am fully caught up.
Yes.
So all I will say is they are really doing the character justice this season on Mandalorian. And honestly, Boba Fett's just one of those characters, right? Like, if you really think about it, didn't do much in the trilogy. You could say, like, oh, he took Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. But other than just kind of push the carbonite thing, which I don't even think he pushed, I think he got someone to help. He basically just drove, and I guess he followed the Millennium Falcon at some point. But just he was a cool looking character.
I feel like Jango Fett did more than Boba Fett did.
Jango Fett in the prequels did all sorts of shit, man. He took on a Jedi just straight up.
Straight up took on a Jedi. He didn't make it, but he took it on.
Well,
he took him straight on.
When he fought him on Kamino, he gave Obi-Wan a run for his money.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
I remember that was like when we came out of the theater, because we had already reached that point where we were like, yeah, we're just going to go see these movies because we have to, and we're going to try to find the enjoyable parts. I think we've talked about this. We've kind of come to appreciate the prequels in a weird way. The movies are still kind of awkward and weird, but we appreciate them for what they are. But I remember my buddy E-Man coming out and being like, the thing I like the most was watching Jango Fett fight Obi-Wan, because it showed that Mandalorians could hold their own against Jedis.
Yeah.
And ever since then, man, like, well, now Mandalorians are like crazy warriors. Like they handle it pretty good. But yeah, man, that was a tough one. That's a tough one to hear.
Yeah, dude, it is a tough one for Star Wars fans, man. It goes to show that the older we get, the older everybody else gets. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. I don't know. I don't know if I make any sense, but as I get older, and you know, it's unfortunate to see some of your like favorite actors or people who portrayed characters that you just loved. You're like, man, I can't believe they passed away. It's a big deal, you know.
We're reaching that age.
Yeah. Yeah,
and even
in your personal life, you know what I mean. Like even like the older you get, the older your parents get, or your aunts and uncles get. It's just like, gosh, like it's just the way life is, man. It's crazy.
Dude, I'm gonna congratulate you. Name of the episode today: the older we get, the older everyone else gets.
I like it.
That's a good one. That's. I mean, that sounds corny, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The thing you notice, this is what I notice, and maybe I notice it because I'm a teacher, so I'm around kids all the time. But the older you get, the younger young people seem.
Mm-hmm.
You look at an 18-year-old, when you're 16, you look at an 18-year-old, you see an adult. And every year that I get older, I look at 18-year-olds and they look more like babies to me. Like they just look so young and like wet behind the ears. They just look naive, and it's like, yeah,
I have nephews who are 18 right now, and I honestly feel the same. I feel that way about them. I'm like, the older I get, the younger you feel to me, even though you're 18 and you have the whole world in front of you. But I feel like 18-year-olds now just want to get older faster. They want their lives to start now.
I think that's
something that I've been having not problems, but like my nephews, just, you know, a handful of them are 18 now, and you know, they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, and you know, I want to make money, I want to do this, and it's like, okay, well, go ahead and do what you got to do. But sometimes I feel like I want to. I've told them before, like, just take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Like, you're only 18, you have so much more to look forward to. You don't have to get everything done so quickly. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride, everybody. Enjoy the ride. Because I think life is too short. It really is.
I think that's a universe. I think kids forever, from the beginning of time, young people want to be older until they get older, and then they realize it's a fucking trap, man. I should have just tried to stay young as much as I can.
Yeah.
Serious, dude.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go through the Spotify holiday or Christmas hits playlist? Which playlist should we go for Christmas? We did this for Halloween.
We did this for Halloween. Yeah. Let's go through. I guess I don't they have like whatever the first one is. I'm assuming that the first one on Spotify is like the most popular.
So Christmas hits is the one that's got like 4 million followers. Yeah, classic Christmas and Christmas pop. But let's go with the hits. Let's play the hits.
Got it. When you are unsure about what music to play, you just play the hits.
All right, let's see if we can talk about some of these. All right, the first one. Everyone knows this song, dude, and this is where she basically cashes in for the year, dude. Mariah Carey, "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Yay or nay?
Absolutely.
We're just gonna go yay, nay on all these.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mariah Carey. This is the time of the year where she makes all her money, and you can't take that away from her. This is her livelihood. This is where all the money gets banked in. Dude, she was hot too, bro. My God, I thought she was beautiful when I was young.
Dude, there is nothing that gives me weird sensations than the video to Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember
Yeah.
becoming like awakening to the idea that like girls were something I wanted to be around. You know, when you're a little boy,
Yeah.
you're like, girls are icky. And then seeing
Yeah.
Mariah Carey singing and just going like, maybe I do want to hang out with girls. Like,
yeah.
maybe that's what it's all about. Maybe this is where all my
Yes.
attention should go.
There was a music video with Mariah Carey. I think it was one of hers, and there was a spot with Jay-Z. He had a spot in the song.
Yes.
And he was in a hot tub in the music video.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what's this guy doing in a hot tub? Yeah. But hey, you can't blame him. He gets to be in a hot tub with Mariah Carey. Oh my gosh.
The thing about Mariah Carey though is I think she knows that she was the awakening for basically everyone in the 90s, like boys in the 90s. And she's just really still trying to play on that card. And like I always just kind of think to her, like, look, Mariah, the one beyond the fact that she was just super hot, girl could sing. She's got pipes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she does.
So
Yeah,
I'm
she's
just
got
like,
it
look,
going.
at this point in your career, just cover up and just sing. Like,
Yeah,
you
just
can do
sing,
it
because you
Just
got
sing.
pipes.
You got it.
Yeah, you got pipes.
There are many a pop star who rely a lot on the looks, because when it comes to the singing, it's not all there. Opposite for her. Just do it. All right,
Agree.
let's go on to the next one. Last Christmas by Wham.
Yeah, as much as I'm over that song, you have to.
God, I love that song. I can see being over it though. Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande.
I'm not an Ariana Grande fan, so I'm gonna say no.
You're not a big fan of Ariana Grande?
No.
I don't think I've ever heard.
Well, I
this
shouldn't
song.
say that. I've never really heard much of her stuff, but I have a feeling I wouldn't like Ariana Grande as much as I like Mariah Carey, I guess.
I'm gonna be honest. I bet you. I want to say Ariana Grande's stuff falls into the same category as a lot of pop music, where it's like, I'm sure I've heard that, but I couldn't differentiate her from one of the other ones. You know?
Yeah. And granted, don't forget, I apparently I'm a pop oriented fellow.
You are a pop oriented fellow, but that's okay. We're all a little pop oriented.
That's right.
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee.
Yes.
Gotta have it. Here it comes. You ready? Everyone get ready for the ultimate yes. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas by Michael Bublé.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Abso-fucking-lutely to Michael Bublé.
Absolutely to the bubble. All right. So for those of you who don't know, Jose, do you want to explain to them why Michael Bublé is so important to this show?
Very many people. Again, we talk about the tagline to the show is we're just two aging punk rockers. But I don't know if very many punk rockers own several Michael Bublé albums on vinyl. And Renee does. People don't believe he's a Michael Bublé fan, but I'm going to say he's not just a Michael Bublé fan, a Michael Bublé super fan.
I love this dude. That guy has so much swag, and that dude can sing, and he's awesome, dude. He's rad. I am ready to start rocking that Michael Bublé Christmas record. I have 2 copies of that thing because I bought one for my buddy and I regret it. And he didn't believe me, so I was like, you know what? Screw this, dude. I'm keeping it then. So I have 2 copies of it. But it's really interesting because some people really don't believe me because I wear I wear a Coheed shirt or a Descendants tee or my Wonder Year sweater or I don't know something like a Spider-Man t-shirt. You know what I mean? Like the one that I'm wearing now. Or, is this it? Yeah. You know, or like a Cubs hat or some shit. And they're like, I don't believe that you're a Michael Bublé fan. I go, dude, I'm a diehard Michael Bublé fan. And one of my buddies, his name's Jeff, I had told him, I said, I'm going to buy you a Michael Bublé record. And he goes, why would you do that? I said, because I love that dude. And he goes, I don't believe you. We went for about 2 days about him not believing me. And a buddy, my friend Adam and my girlfriend, I told them, can you please explain to this guy, like, my love for this dude? And they just couldn't believe it. He just could not believe the fact that I was such a Michael Bublé fan. I love that. I went to go see him last year at the Staples Center. It was great.
Dude,
Awesome time.
I like him. I like him. I'm not gonna say I pretend I don't. He's got those pipes, man.
Yeah. He's got him, dude. He's got him. He's so. You know what, man? When I saw him last year, I was really excited to go see him. But he has this like stage presence, and it's just his interaction with the audience, just the way he presents himself. The band that he has with him, it's amazing, bro. It really is.
I'm gonna check him out now. I gotta go live. I'm gonna make it a date night with the wife.
We're gonna do that. I'll go with you.
Let's go. Let's make it a double date.
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Jingle Bell Rock, Bobby Helms.
Yes.
All right. I'm a yay. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Andy Williams.
Yeah, of course.
Good. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Dean Martin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson.
I'll take you. I'll have you take. Did you hear that one?
I think I have. I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip it. Okay. Nothing against Kelly Clarkson, but I'm gonna skip it. Sleigh Ride, the Ronettes.
Yes.
That's a good one. Feliz Navidad, Jose Feliciano.
Yeah, that's
a classic.
It's a given. Yeah.
You got Jose Feliciano. You got no regrets. It's a little Fargo reference for some of y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Run, Rudolph, Run by Chuck Berry. Gotta have it.
It's Marvin Berry's cousin.
Holly Jolly Christmas by the great Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
Please sign me up.
Mistletoe by Justin Bieber.
So, I have an interesting story about Justin Bieber. I saw, as you guys may know, I think I've spoken about this before. I'm a big Dirty Rock fan. And I had seen a skit with Tina Fey on Saturday Night Live with Justin Bieber. I don't know if you ever seen that one. But in the middle, the skit basically was like this. Like these students just, like, she's miserable with these students. But there's one student, Justin Bieber, who's like really nice to her. And in her head, she's trying to figure out why he's so nice to her. And he'll start singing, right? Like in her fantasy, she'll start singing to him. But he was actually really funny about that. So I actually gave him like a second lease. You know what I mean? Like I gave him another shot. I was like, I don't mind Justin Bieber as much as I hated him back in the day.
You know what?
Well, I shouldn't say that I hated him. It's just his music was kiddie, right? It's just I was too old for it. But Baby was a banger. I used to love that.
That was a bang. God damn, that was all over the place. Here's what it is, man. At the end of the day, when you become that famous at like 12, you're gonna turn out a little messed up.
Yeah, I agree.
You're gonna turn out a little messed up, and this dude's been through a lot, so I'm gonna cut him some slack because, goddamn, man, like.
Have you ever seen the Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis and Justin Bieber?
I have not.
Oh, dude, that's a good one.
I
recommend you watch that one. He tries to whip him, dude. He tries to hit him. He goes, I will bend you over my knee and slap you. Like, I'll treat you like it was hilarious. Between Two Ferns is hilarious.
Dude, I love Zach Galifianakis.
I haven't seen the movie yet on Netflix. I didn't get to see it yet. But I should watch that.
I gotta get that out. There's a lot of stuff I gotta get moving on. All right. Here we go. Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney.
Oh, man, yeah, because he's a Beatle, but
you know what, man?
I don't know.
I know he's a Beatle. I can't stand this song. It's like this is where I start to go like, all right, Paul, I get it.
Yeah,
but I can't do it. Santa Baby by Kylie Minogue.
Is that the original Santa Baby one?
No, Kylie Minogue she's that Australian pop star.
Oh, I remember. Okay, yeah, I actually like that one. It's a good one.
It's not bad. Yeah. Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid? You know, it was basically We Are the World.
Yes. Yeah.
You're gonna go. I'm gonna skip this one. There's another one I can't stand. It should be noted that I worked retail for a long time, so for a long time, I am just now coming back around to Christmas music because for the longest time, Christmas music just reminded me of angry customers. So it's slowly coming back, but the Do They Know It's Christmas still kind of rubs me the wrong way. All right, Merry Christmas Baby by Otis Redding.
Yep.
It's a good one. Baby It's Cold Outside Brett Eldridge and Megan Trainor.
I don't think I've heard that one.
I think you know, Baby, It's Cold Outside. It's the rapey one.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever heard that.
I don't think I've heard this version either. I bet you this is more.
Yeah, I don't
woke.
think I've heard that version. Yeah.
The best version of that song. Did you see the one with God, Donald Faison and the other dude from Scrubs? They sing it to each other.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the best version for me.
That's the by far.
Let's see. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. This time by Frank Sinatra. I gotta have some Frankie on here.
Yes.
Driving Home for Christmas by Chris Ray. I've never heard that.
I've never heard that.
Oh, this one. A little preview of it. Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. So good that I put it on my playlist.
You put it on your list, right? Yeah, that's a good one. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home by Darlene Love.
I don't think I've ever heard that one. A lot of these songs, well, up until now, I guess, but sometimes you hear title like tracks and stuff, and you're like, I don't think I've heard that. But when you hear, you're like, oh, I've heard that song.
This is that Baby Please Come Home. You know that one? But the original?
Yeah.
They're singing Dick.
Yeah,
I'm just making up a voice. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's it.
That sounds like if Eddie Vedder just didn't have that rasp to him.
Eddie Vedder with no rasp is basically Michael McDonald.
Yeah.
There we go with that.
Yeah.
I can do. I do Michael. Every little day you be. That's. You
actually sound a lot like Matt Stone or like Trey Parker, whichever one of the two like tend to do that voice.
That voice that they're singing manly voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got. The Christmas song "Merry Christmas to You" by Nat King Cole.
Yep.
Gotta have it. Baby It's Cold Outside, the Dean Martin version.
Sure. Anything with the Rat Pack, I mean.
Anything with the Rat Pack you're in, but do not try to get ladies drunk and have them stay over. This is no longer that era.
Yeah.
Nor should it have ever been that era. I'm not condoning any of that shit. It's like, that's the last thing I need.
Yeah. We're trying to get to 20 downloads.
We're going to 20 downloads and we're going to get canceled.
Away. I don't want you to deter people away from downloading because you're condoning shit.
Yeah. All right. Happy Xmas War is Over by John Lennon and the Harlem Community.
I love that song.
That's a good
one. I like that. Yeah.
Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley.
You know, I respect the King, but I've never really big into. Wow, I don't know what I just said. I've never really been. Let me try that again. I've never really been that big into Elvis Presley, but I do respect the King.
Yeah.
Hey man, he was in the service. Can't go wrong. You know, I respect him. That dude, he's a badass.
You know, his manager. Do you know the story of his manager?
Maybe.
His manager was this guy who called themselves. I gotta look this up, but basically his manager was crazy. It was basically just like a con man, and it's one of the reasons why Elvis like never left the country. It's a wild story, but just so you know, he called himself the Colonel, but was never in the army. So it's a wild story. I got to look it up and we'll talk about it in another episode. But it's a wild story. They've been talking about making a movie about that guy for years, because it's just one of those stranger than fiction stories. But we got to talk about that at a future episode. What Christmas Means to Me by Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, of course.
I can always do a little Stevie. A Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one made it to my list. Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues and Christine McCole.
That's a good one.
That's a great one. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. The Jackson 5.
No.
Thank you. I hate this stupid song.
Yes. We are not. Yeah, we are not doing Michael Jackson ever again. Well, I think it's just because I have the Halloween list left a bad taste in my mouth because of all the Michael Jackson. I feel like Michael Jackson is just synonymous with Halloween, apparently.
Dude, so many. So many Jackson.
Oh my god, we're like, dude, just skip all these Jackson songs. Like, and don't get me wrong, dude. Like, Thriller is an amazing record.
Yeah,
I love that album. But come on, dude. Like, you mean to tell me if I'm at your Halloween party, you're gonna play Michael Jackson every other song?
Exactly. No, yeah.
Well, I mean, after a few beers, I think I would just be like, woo!
Oh, yeah.
Like,
After a few beers, lots of things seem like a good idea.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Santa Baby this time with Ariana Grande and Liz Gillies. I don't know how you say that name.
I never heard that one.
Never heard that either. 2,000 Miles by The Pretenders. Is that a good one? I'm getting a nod.
Sorry, I was yawning for a second.
Right.
I apologize, guys. It's a little late. Sure. Yeah,
cool.
why not?
Please Come Home for Christmas, The Eagles.
You know what? I don't even think I heard that. Well, I'm sure I have, but
I'm going to go with Lebowski and be like, fuck the Eagles. Although I will give it to them. Those fucking dudes hated each other.
Yeah.
So anytime a band hates each other and has to go on the road to make money, I find that funny. This Christmas by Donny Hathaway.
I like that one.
That's a good one. Step Into Christmas by Elton John. I don't
really know too much about Elton John. I wasn't really into Elton John.
Ooh, I like me some Elton John, but I don't think I've ever heard this
one.
Yeah. Jingle Bells by Frank Sinatra.
Sure.
White Christmas, Bing Crosby, Ken Darby Singers, and someone else.
Sure. I like me some Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby's good. Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5. We're just going to skip it because it's Jackson. Cuddle Up, Cozy Down Christmas, Dolly Parton and Michael Bublé.
Why are people so excited about the Like, I don't understand. I feel like the Jackson 5 are synonymous to Christmas, and Michael Jackson's synonymous to to Halloween. Like, what's next?
For some of our listeners who maybe weren't on board when we were at Halloween, we did this basic thing where we ran down a popular Halloween playlist, and there must have been like 20 Michael Jackson songs on there. It was just seemed like every other song was Michael Jackson.
But, I swear to God, dude, if Valentine's Day has Janet Jackson everywhere, I'm going to be furious.
The Jacksons just bought into all the Spotify playlists.
Just like every holiday, there's going to be a Jackson. Yeah,
gotta get that money.
If Tito Jackson pops up on our Easter playlist, I'm gonna be pissed, dude.
Tito Jackson wants nothing more than to pop up on somebody's anything. That's all he needs.
I guess Tito Jackson would be the only one that would be okay with.
All right, Sleigh Ride, Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Glittery from the Casey Musgraves Christmas Show. Casey Musgraves and Troye Sivan.
I never heard that.
I've never heard that either. Thank God It's Christmas by Queen. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Mistletoe and Holly by Frank Sinatra.
Yes. Did we miss a Michael Bublé because I was mad at the Jackson 5?
A little bit, but it was him and Dolly Parton. I'm giving it a full Dolly Parton. I love me some Dolly Parton.
Yeah, of course. And you got the bubble there too.
You got the bubble.
Can't go wrong.
Mikey B. Can we call him Mikey B?
Yeah. Mikey B. I like how I'm just talking shit about the Jacksons, but yet I'm all about Michael Bublé on Christmas. Like, throw him everywhere. Throw him everywhere you have an opportunity.
It's just that, we got a little bit of our fill on him. We'll come around again. Do You Hear What I Hear by Bing Crosby?
Yes.
I don't like that song. I'm all about Bing Crosby.
Like that song.
But do you hear? For whatever, it still rubs me the wrong way.
One more time.
Do you hear? That's how I
now
cut it
you just sound like Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
That's the only voice I got. It's a curse and a gift. Christmas Tree Farm, Taylor Swift. I've never heard this one. I've never heard Christmas Tree Farm.
But it's Taylor Swift though, man. You can't. You got to respect the Swift.
We don't want to upset the Swizzle. Here Comes Santa Claus. Right Down Santa Claus Lane by Elvis Presley.
Can you give me an Elvis Presley impression?
Oh, that's about it. That's all I got. It's just as long as my Jermaine Dupri. You want to hear my Jermaine Dupri?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's all I got. It's Not Christmas, So You Come Home by Norah Jones.
I feel like you can do like an Elvis Presley. I think anybody who does Here Comes Santa Claus and Elvis Presley, I I think it's possible to like, here comes Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Here comes Santa Claus.
about all you
I
need.
feel like that's the best. If you ever want to do an Elvis Presley impression, you just listen to that and you'll probably knock it out.
You'll knock it out
of
yeah.
the park.
You're absolutely right on that one.
Yeah.
Holiday.
But yes, Nora Jones. I do like me some Nora Jones.
Nora Jones. Yeah, I like Nora Jones too. Holiday by Meghan Trainor featuring Earth, Wind, and Fire. I've never heard this.
I've never heard that either. Might have to take a listen.
I gotta listen to that. I know all I know of Meghan Trainor is that bass song. And then she had one other one, but I forgot what it was. It's probably not a good sign.
Oh, that's the one that goes ho ho ho.
That's probably the one. Meghan Trainor with that ho ho ho. Santa Baby Bonus by Helena Fisher.
I never heard that one.
Santa Baby's
Bonus.
It's coming up a lot here.
Yeah.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas by Bing Crosby. I can take that.
Yeah.
Little Drummer Boy by For King and Country.
That's the first time Little Drummer Boy came out on this playlist.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll take it.
Just because of the fact that it's the first one off the
The
playlist,
first
I
time.
guess.
Little Drummer Boy, the song overall, I'll take the... David Bowie did a version of that with Bing Crosby, right?
Yes, he did.
I'll take
yes.
that one. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Just as a side note, drums, not a good instrument for infants. Just letting you know. So,
Yeah.
Jesus, born, already had problems, man. Kids coming to a drum solo, just wants to sleep. I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Wizard. What the hell is this?
Can you imagine Elvis Presley singing Little Drummer Boy?
I could I imagine it. Yeah, but I'm not going to.
That's it. That's how he starts.
That was more Hank Hill.
Yeah. Allison. Yeah.
All right. Joy to the World, Nat King Cole.
Sure. I'll do Nat King Cole all day.
Frosty the Snowman, Ella Fitzgerald.
That's the first time we've heard the Frosty song,
That's the
too.
first
and I'm
time
gonna say
Frosty.
yes to that.
Silent Night by Mariah Carey.
I'm not a Silent Night guy, but you got Mariah Carey on it, and this is her moneymaker.
Let's do it. Baby, It's Cold Outside with Michael Bublé and Adina Menzel.
I'm in.
You're in. My Kind of Present by Meghan Trainor.
Never heard that one.
Never heard it. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Dean Martin.
That's the first time we heard a Rudolph song, too.
I
Yes.
know. Take it. Let It Snow with Babyface, Tori Kelly, and Babyface.
Babyface is there. I'm
Let's
in.
do it. I agree. It's beginning to look
I
a
think
lot.
he'd be. You know, it's funny because I feel like Babyface would be a heel in pro wrestling.
You think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was just a play on words. I don't think so. He'd be a babyface, but just because his name's Babyface.
Is Babyface like a pro wrestling term?
That's when you're a good guy.
Oh, and the heel is the bad
When you're a
guy.
good guy, yes, you're a babyface. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Perry Como, the Fontaine Sisters, and Mitch Ayres and his orchestra.
You know, I do like me Perry Como, man. Perry Como did a song called, I think it's called "On the Street Where You Once Lived" or "In the House Where You Once Lived." I love that song.
Okay.
So yeah, I can go with
All
some
right,
Perry
we'll do
Como.
Amazing Grace by the Pentatonics.
I don't really feel like "Amazing Grace" is like.
I did acapella stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
It's cool. I'll give it to him. Whatever. Under the Mistletoe, Kelly Clarkson, Brett Elridge, and Atlantic Holiday.
I've heard that song. It's good, but I'd probably say no on that. Nothing to do with Kelly Clarkson. I think she's pretty good. She has some pipes in her.
But she does.
And she didn't win, right? Did
She didn't win
American Idol?
But no, I don't think she did. Or did she?
Yeah, that was the first season, right?
I don't know. All I know, Since You've Been Gone is a banger. Since You've Been Gone is the jam. I dare anyone not to sing along to that fucking song.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Come on, let's just keep it pumping.
Let's keep it pumping. All right, we're halfway through, so we're gonna start rapid firing this.
Okay. Halfway through?
We're halfway
Holy
through.
crap.
This is long. This is a long ass list.
This is a long. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We should think twice about doing this.
All
again.
right, we should have maybe done a little research, but that's okay. It doesn't say at the beginning how long it is, so let's just rapid fire. Let's give yay nay.
All right,
All right, I'm coming back down to where we were because I wanted to see if maybe I missed. All right, here we go. I Need You Christmas by the Jonas Brothers.
Sure, I love Joe Bros all day.
You're all about the Joe Bros. I'm out.
I'm all the Joe Bros.
It's okay, though. Oh, Santa, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, and Jennifer Hudson.
I never heard that song, but it has Mariah Carey in it. And we'll give Ariana Grande a... We'll give her what's that word? We'll give her a shout out.
We'll give her a shout out. I agree.
Yes.
The First Noel with Josh Groban and Faith Hill.
I'm not a Noel kind of song guy, so no.
It's out. Frosty the Snowman by Fiona Apple.
Oh, of course.
I just want to hear that. I've never heard it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, Fiona Apple. Come on.
Yeah, I love it. Take Me Home for Christmas, Dan and Shay.
Never heard that one.
Never heard it. The Christmas song, Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello.
Never heard it. I do like Shawn Mendes, though. He's pretty cool.
Shawn Mendes? All right. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home by Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Take it. A Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays by NSYNC.
Oh, absolutely.
Do it. I'll Be Home for Christmas by Michael Bublé.
Of course.
Christmas Time is Here by Devin Dawson.
Never heard it.
Never heard. Bring Me Love, John Legend.
Sure.
I like me some John Legend. White Christmas by George Ezra.
Yes.
You take it? I'll take it too. Oh Holy Night by Mariah Carey.
I don't like that song.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no too. Oh Holy Night's kind of annoying. It's Christmas by Jamie Cullum.
I don't think I've heard that one.
I haven't heard her either. Jingle Bell Rock by Daryl Hall and John Oates.
Oh yeah,
Gotta have
John
Hall
Oates,
and Oates.
sure.
Gotta have Hall and Oates. Lonely This Christmas.
I told
by
you my
Mud.
Hall and Oates move, right? The way I do Hall and Oates, like I want to do a music video with Hall, like a Hall and Oates style music video.
Oh hell yeah!
And I just want to do this the whole time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Lonely This Christmas, Mud. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. Do you remember Mudvayne?
I remember Mudvayne, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
That
listen to some more Mudvayne.
Dig that bass line.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, that's right. It was
There it is. Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard.
No.
I'm out. Christmas Come On, Lindsey Sterling, Becky G.
No.
I'm out. Cozy Little Christmas by Katy Perry.
That girl's gorgeous. I'm gonna say yes just because she's gorgeous.
I'm gonna say yes because she's beautiful. Wrapped in Red by Kelly Clarkson.
Let's give Clarkson some love.
Let's give her some love. All right, I agree. The Lighthouse Keeper by Sam Smith.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
I don't think I've heard it either. Christmas Lights by Coldplay.
Sure. I feel like Parachutes is a very underrated record nowadays, man. I don't think too many people because they've Parachutes because I feel like they've gone so far away from Parachutes,
Yeah.
But I just think it's a very underrated record. I really do enjoy that album.
I got to give him another listen. I got kind of Coldplayed out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just remember I made a lot of kids laugh because I remember when they did the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, there's one band that does not scream sports at all. It's Coldplay.
Yeah.
It's like they should be doing the halftime of the World Chess Championships, but not the Super Bowl.
Something. Yeah.
But whatever, man. They're a good band. I can't hate on them.
I would think Coldplay would be more like a World Cup sort of thing.
There you go.
Like
Yeah,
that's
that
how
makes more
renowned they
sense.
are. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, you're smart,
Not a Super
Renee.
Bowl.
That makes more
Throw
sense.
Tyga at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. You Make It Feel Like Christmas, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton.
Aren't they married?
They're either married or they're very close to being married.
Yeah. I like me some Blake Shelton, so I'm gonna say yes. And Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, I'm glad they got happy. I don't know what's up with that Gavin Ross deal. How you cheat on Gwen Stefani?
How dare you?
How dare you? Every time, a quick Mikey story. Every time Gwen Stefani is like Mikey's dream girl. But every time Gwen Stefani or No Doubt is mentioned, he just goes, that bass player, he had it all, and he let it go. He's like, that idiot.
He did. Yeah.
You and Me and Christmas Time by Sheffield.
I think I've heard that one before. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay,
I
don't think I've heard it. Winter Wonderland by Tony Bennett.
Sure.
Gotta have Tony Bennett. Man with the Bag by Jesse J.
No.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Man with the Bag. I'm out, yeah. The Christmas Song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire by Justin Bieber and Usher.
Yeah.
Gotta take it? All right. I can take that. I like me some Usher. Usher discovered Justin Bieber, right?
He did, yeah. Right. I remember. Are we talking about the Usher from She's All That?
From She's All.
He was the DJ.
Was he in She's All That?
He was the DJ in She's All That.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
God, dude, I haven't seen She's All That in forever.
I don't understand how Freddie Prinze Jr. was just so popular. Like, what was he in besides those 3 movies that he was in that just made him a heartthrob?
He was a heartthrob, but you know what, Matt? Now he's a Jedi Knight, so I got to give it to him.
Yeah, I will give. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Have you seen his rants about Star Wars?
No,
like the hate towards it. We got to talk about that in a future episode because it's classic. My favorite line though of the whole thing is he's just like, if you're mad about this, then you're just mad that Han Solo gave the Millennium Falcon to a girl. That's all you're mad about.
Yeah,
like it was just a great rant.
He's a big pro wrestling fan too, actually.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. I respect Freddie Prinze Jr. He's a nerd, dude. Yeah,
he's a good dude. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home by...
We talk about him like we know him.
I know, like yeah, he's a good dude. He came over to my house. He brought me some soup.
Yeah. His real name is Frederick.
His real name is Frederick.
Yeah.
What if his name isn't Freddie Prince, but Frederick Duke?
Yeah.
That was terrible. The third. That was a terrible joke, but thank you for building on it.
You're welcome.
Christmas by Roses with a Z, Rozes. Roses?
Never heard. Yeah, maybe Roses probably. Yeah.
Christmas Without You by
That
Ava.
has to be Roses, right?
What happened?
That's probably Roses.
Roses, probably Roses.
Yeah.
Christmas Without You, Ava Max.
No.
All I Want for Christmas by Liam Payne.
No.
Like It's Christmas by the Jonas Brothers.
Yes.
You can take it. Make It to Christmas, Alicia Cara.
I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that is either. Before Christmas, Andreas Weiss.
No.
No?
I don't know who that is either.
Christmas Love by Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Naughty List by Liam Payne and Dixie D'Amelio.
I like that song, yes.
He's good. Grown Up Christmas List by Jordan Smith.
No.
I'm out too. Winter Wonderland by Hannah Kerr.
Yeah.
Good. I'll take it. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year by Stephen McKay, Jennifer Lopez, and the 11.
I'm not a fan of J-Lo, man.
Not a fan of J-Lo?
You know, I have this really funny story. My buddy, my old roommate, he was taking a shower. He was getting ready for work, and I had walked by the hallway, and he used to listen to music. And I listened. I was like, "Is this dude listening to Waiting for Tonight in the shower?" And in my head, I was just thinking, like, what is he doing in the shower when he's listening to this song? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I just pictured him dancing in the shower. It was just so random. I was like, "What are you doing listening to Waiting for Tonight?" Yeah,
that's a banger, and you know it.
It is a banger, but not in the shower. Like, I pictured myself in the shower, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
that's a dancer.
The hot water is just dancing.
Oh man,
Anaconda.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Anaconda.
Yeah.
All right, A Holly Jolly Christmas by Brett Eldridge.
Yes.
This Christmas by Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, you gotta give some love to Christina.
Hell yeah. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Natalie Taylor.
No.
Yeah, I'm out too. Blame It on the Mistletoe by Ella Henderson and AJ Mitchell.
Never heard that. I don't think I've heard that.
Me neither.
I'm sure I have, but
yeah, it's one of those where I'm sure we've heard of it. I don't know. Yeah. Oh Holy Night by Nina Nisbet. I hate that. I'm out.
Yeah.
Christmas Time Is Here by Brett Eldridge.
Sure.
I'm down for that. I like Christmas Time Is Here. It's probably my favorite Christmas song. Shake Up Christmas by Train.
Oh,
you gotta have it.
Yeah, of course. You gotta have Train.
We should just two aging punk rockers and Train fans.
Yeah. I've only heard one Train song.
Santa's Coming for Us by Sia.
The only Train song I've ever heard is the one that goes, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, that's the one. That's the banger. That's the jam. Yeah. That's the one, as the kids say, slaps.
Slaps.
Yeah.
It's flavor. Definitely flavor.
You're right. It's flavor. Merry Christmas, Everyone by Shakin' Stevens.
Never heard that one.
Never heard it. Santa Claus is Coming to Town by Michael Bublé.
Of course. There should be more Michael Bublé. They should just put the entire Christmas record on repeat all day.
Just do it.
Yes.
My Only Wish This Year by Britney Spears. I'm out.
Nah, not really.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Helena Fisher.
I like that song. That's only the second time we heard that, so I'm going to say yes.
Last Christmas by James T.W.
I've gone over that one already. By the time this one came out, I'll be over it already.
Yeah. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Christina Aguilera.
She's, of course.
I'm agreeing. Snowman by Sia.
No, I don't like Sia.
One More Sleep by Leona Lewis.
Never heard it.
And I haven't heard Snowman. I don't know much about Sia either. Christmas Time by the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, of course.
Real quick, Backstreet Boys are in sync.
In sync.
Yeah, for sure.
But Backstreet Boys have all the hits, though.
Yeah, they did have some massive.
Yeah, they had some bangers. Yeah, but I was just more of a Justin Timberlake guy.
Yeah,
come on, dude. What is it? Black and White or whatever that album 2020 or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Timberlake's got some talent on him. He's great.
Dude. I've talked about this. I wanted to hate him so bad. It's like, God damn, you're funny as shit and you can sing.
Yep. Talented, bro. And he's a great musician too. Just like Bruno Mars, man. I love that dude. That dude's so good at everything.
One of the most awkward moments I ever had at a workplace is I used to work at like a restaurant type deal, and we're all prepping on Tuesdays, so we would prep for the week to come. And one of the dudes that I worked with, he's like, well, you know what? I got tickets to Justin Timberlake, and everyone's like, how'd you get tickets? I heard those were really hard to get. He goes, well, I'm a Tennessee kid. And then we all kind of stopped and we're like, what's a Tennessee kid? And then he's like, well, that's Justin Timberlake's official fan club. And then everyone got that smile where they were trying really hard not to laugh. Like, oh,
wow,
you're a member of the Justin Timberlake official fan club, and they're called the Tennessee Kids? And he's like, yeah. And we're just all like slightly giggling to ourselves. You're just like, fuck you guys. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry, but like, that's funny to me.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I've been the fan club of anything. Like,
yeah, I don't.
But
I think I was part of the WWF fan club. That was the last time.
Yeah, but like, shit, man. I'm like, dude, I maybe I need to start joining fan clubs.
I think so.
Okay, Happy Xmas War is Over, but the Celine Dion version.
No, I guess because that's the first Celine Dion song we talked about. So I'm gonna say yeah.
Yes, yeah. Last Christmas Again by Ariana Grande. He's giving the no, but he's mid-yawn. I agree. And then finally, I'll Be Home by Meghan Trainor.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our picks because we're running long here, but that's okay.
Yes.
Do you want me to go through mine first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I'm
just gonna grab a handful because you know what, you guys are hopefully going to the Spotify list and listening to them, but I don't want to ruin all of them, so I'm just gonna pick like 3 out of mine to talk about real quick. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So go ahead.
So remember, guys, if you want to see these, like, have previews of this every week, our Instagram archive story is gonna have these songs on there, and you'll have a little snippet, and you can listen through them. So just have them there. You can go check them out. I'll go through mine, and Renee will just go through a few of his. Because you picked a bunch, so we'll just go through them. But it's good.
So I'm just gonna pick.
It's a good list. I highly recommend
just
it.
To talk about.
If you like punk rock, you'll like this. So I picked Christmas Vacation by the Descendants, "Oi to the World," all-time holiday classic by the Vandals, "Silent Night," cover of it by the Dickies, "Feliz Navidad" by the Voodoo Glow Skulls, which sounds exactly what you would imagine that to sound like.
I love that song. That
Fairy
Voodoo
Tale
Glow Skull song. I love that.
Dude, yeah. Voodoo Glow Skulls, not as well known a band anymore, but they were a ska punk band. They're just great. The other 3 bands are kind of your basic punk band. The Pogues, if you're a fan of Flogging Molly or the Dropkick Murphys, you'll like the Pogues. And this is just a kind of like an old school holiday classic. I love it. Christmas Time Is Here by Khruangbin. I've talked about this band a lot. They're very chill, and Christmas Time Is Here is probably my favorite Christmas song because it's so low key and kind of like downbeat. And then finally, a classic, Christmas Rapping by the Waitresses. If you live in Southern California and you got K-Rock, you've heard it many a time.
Sweet, man. I really enjoyed your list. Definitely a lot of the songs that I enjoy. So I'm going to go with, I'm just going to pick a handful here. I'm going to go with the Home Alone theme song by August Burns Red. Not a big August Burns Red fan, but I do like this version. Home Alone is my favorite Christmas movie, so that's definitely one. And then, go ahead.
Is August Burns... There was just like a metal version of that, man. It was pretty rad.
Yeah, it was, huh? I was a big fan of that one. There's a guy, he does parodies. I think you've seen the... like every metal singer ever, or like every pop punk singer ever, every hardcore singer ever. You seen the okay? Mm-hmm. Have you seen those videos?
Yes. Are you talking about this? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So his name is Jared Alon, or Jared Alonge, or whatever it is, and he did a pop punk band that makes fun of these bands, right? And they called them Sunrise Skater Kids. That's the name of the band that he did, and they did a Christmas song called 12 Days of Pop Punk. And so that, that song is so funny to me, and like it's so specific to what pop punk was at that time, like in the mid 2000s or like the mid 2015s or whatever. I mean, in 2015. So I just picked that one because that's just something that I like to listen to during Christmas, to just laugh at the fact that I'm a big pop punk guy. And of course, it isn't a half step down show without talking about the Wonder Years. And the song that I picked was Christmas at 27 by the Wonder Years, off of their B-sides, off of this like compilation of B-sides that they had from their last few albums and stuff, from their first couple of albums. So and those are some of those pop punk stuff that you're going to get from me.
And I'm just going to jump in. It's Christmas at 22.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I said 27. Christmas at 22. I apologize. Yes.
And big ups for you picking Teenage Bottle Rocket. I love Teenage Bottle Rocket.
I love Teenage Bottle Rocket,
Good
man.
times.
Yeah, big fan. I was going to go with NoFX Linoleum, but I figured you were going to go with that. But you didn't, so I thought that was kind of weird.
I went all Christmas themed this time.
Yeah. No, I just felt like, because I don't know if you ever listened to like punk rock Christmas playlist. Mm-hmm. That Teenage Bottle Rocket song and Linoleum always come out on Christmas ones, which is so weird to me. I'm like, why? What's so Christmas about it? But maybe something I'm missing, I guess. But I mean, I love those songs.
Well,
yeah,
man, this was a good episode.
Good episode, man. I'm sorry that we're running long, but I had a good time. Yeah. We do have a couple plugs, right, before we get to the last part of the show.
Absolutely, of course. Remember, guys, anything related to the show, you can go to halfstepdownpod.com. We're going to find all the information on the show. All the links to our socials are there, so make sure you go there. If you want to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, we're at halfstepdownpod. And remember, Instagram is where you're going to see the playlist every week. We'll have a little preview of it, so you can watch it in our Instagram story. Remember, if you want to follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/halfstepdownpod. You can look us up on YouTube. Just search Half Step Down Pod in the YouTube search bar, and we'll come up. Hopefully next year we'll figure out how to film this so that it's better for YouTube. Check out our Spotify playlist. The link is in the description, and the link is also on the Instagram story, so you can click it there. And then finally, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like what you hear, please spread the word. Use hashtag HalfStepDownPod. And of course, every Thursday night, make sure you tune in to TitanRadio.org for the Half Step Down Radio Hour with Renee, of course.
Hashtag the road to 20.
I don't know what that means.
Hashtag road to 20 downloads.
Oh, road to 20. Yeah, hashtag road to 20. Yeah, I like that.
Hashtag road to 20. Yes. So we're gonna leave you guys with a special treat here. We are going to play you a song that has never been released before, only to the ears of Jose and I, and maybe some people in my family. But I want to give you guys a quick story before we let you guys go. I had moved to another state when I was right before I turned 21, and my buddy said we should write a Christmas song. I said sure. So went to another friend of ours. We went to his studio, this little garage studio, and we ended up recording. We ended up finishing us a Jingle Bells version of the Batman Smiles version of Jingle Bells, and it was called Santa Hates DC Comics, and I hope you guys get to enjoy it. This is the first time it's ever been aired anywhere besides my living room or my headphones. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Happy holidays. Jose, happy holidays, my good friend, and we shall see each other very soon, and I think we'll see each other in the new year, right?
Of course, guys.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, give it up for this guy. Promise
you guys.
Just so we're all clear, that was not like a real song. Okay. Made that up.
Smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel and the Joker got away. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time again. All I want this year is a brand new song to bring us holiday cheer. Give us something to sing about. Batman's mean, how Jordan's green, Lois Lane's a whore. Hot girl has to hide her face so no one sees her sword.